Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. I am just a poor boy from a poor family sharing his life. No, sorry, wrong quote. Hey, everybody. My name is Mike Piwowarski coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most. Here on the Rundown, 2A Views, conservative news. And Craig, guess what day it is?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's hump day.
Hump day!
It's hump day.
Hump day!
That's right, folks. Today is Hump Day. This is the day in which we attempt to begin the weekend, sometimes with success, sometimes not. But as I love to say, the fun is all in the trying. How is our Hump Day starting off thus far, sir?
You know, not too bad. I actually had a phone call earlier today from our good friend Kevin Sona down at 2A Freedom Fest in Florida. So he's got it, or he's already picked dates for next year, next February, Craig. So we got to get you for that one over here. He's having a diversity panel.
A
diversity panel. Yeah. Listen, he's having a lawyer. He's having a lawyer panel, a media panel. He's having many, but he's having the diversity panel. And he's having, and I'm not going to give away any of the names. He's got a great list of names that are already committed to be there. Some nationally known names, but some African Americans, some females, some Hispanics, even an Asian or two. And I said, well, I want on that panel. And he said, no, you can't. I go, how can you call yourself diverse if you don't have an old fat white guy on it? And he said, you know what? You're on the panel.
Well, I thought only old fat white guys legally own guns.
Well, that's true. Well, in February, we'll find out after the election goes,
So. We'll find out. None of us may legally own guns after the election.
That's right. But after the election, I also might all own legally a Democrat. So you never know. So
there you go. We might own a Democrat.
That's it. I put my Democrats to work in the yard.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Always here at the Rundown. Want to encourage you guys. Look, if you're watching us live, we're taking your comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, if you're watching us on Rumble or Twitter, go ahead and comment. Let us know what you got going on. Let us know what you think of the program. Let us know if you got anything to say about what we had to say. Just so you know, live is 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Anytime in that area, pretty much till about a quarter of the next hour, you're watching us live. Yes.
You said 8 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
No, I said 3 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. Maybe my ears misheard you, but I heard 8 p.m., 6 p.m. I was like, no.
Yeah,
no.
That's
roll the tape back.
I don't know where. If I said that, I completely pulled that out of my arse. If I said that,
let me check with
I will not. I'm at that age now. Well, I will not doubt that I may have said something incorrect. Yeah. So. If I did say it, thank you for the correction. And if I didn't say it, well, get your ears checked.
There we go. Hold on. Let me check. I'm checking with the control room. Guys, roll it back. What did he say? What? He said 8? Okay, got it. The control room says you said 8.
I am the control room.
Yeah. I don't know who you're talking. What?
Yes, Mike pulled that one right out of his arse. He pulled that one right out of his arse. He did.
They say edit it yourself then, if you're the controller.
There you go. Anyway, but we're here having a good time, so go ahead and comment. Let us know what you think. And before we get into the program, let's do this. Let's make sure to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors.
Yes, indeed. Let's say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industry. That's hitmanindustries.net. If you want to get yourself an AR barrel, get on over there. They got rifle and pistol calibers available. Any length barrel you decide to get for your next AR build or rebarrel your current AR platform. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you could take part in California's future today. If you want the best tactical holster on the market, concealed tactical holster on the market, get on over to Hog Holsters. That's HAWG holsters.com, hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. That's all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. And if you're looking for some field gear, some going outdoor gear, going hunting gear, going and killing Hamas gear in Israel for the Israeli army. Let's be clear on that. You could use the gear that you get from our good friends at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment. Visit our sponsors. You can do so by following the link in the description to this program. Go there, spend some time with them, and if you like what you see, make sure you tell them that the guys over at The Rundown sent you. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's news stories. There is plenty to conversate about, shall we say. We're going to start here with Hunter Biden, and it was funny when this news first came out last night. I was surprised because I didn't expect it to be as hard-hitting, or I didn't expect it to be as big as it was. And quite frankly, it turned out to be I'm sorry, let me clarify. I expected it to be a pretty big deal. But evidently, it wasn't a big deal because almost nobody is talking about it in the mainstream media. And that has to do with, apparently since Joe Biden is no longer the president, or no longer the presidential candidate, it appears that nobody really cares at all about what's going on with him. Nobody seems to care or give a darn about his scandal anymore. But that does not appear to necessarily be the case any longer. According to a report out of, This is out of New York Post. It says, elites decide that Hunter Biden can finally be a scandal now that Joe is out. Now, what am I talking about? You might have noticed recently, like a couple of weeks ago, information came out regarding him basically being paid by a foreign oligarch. By a Romanian oligarch. Well, now there's more information. Hunter Biden sought State Department assistance for foreign company while Joe was vice president. This is according to a new report. Hunter Biden reportedly sought the assistance from the U.S. government for a lucrative energy project in Italy when President Biden was serving as vice president, highlighting allegations that he used his father's political standing as leverage for his foreign business interests. The younger Biden wrote at least one letter to the U.S. ambassador to Italy in 2016. This is separate from the whole Russian oligarch thing, seeking assistance for Ukrainian gas company Burisma, where he was a board member, according to a newly released records and interviews cited by, of all people, folks, check it out, of all people, the New York Times. Now, Mike, I gotta ask this one. When you think about this, this then ties to the whole, FARA thing, right? In other words, people are saying, well, he can write letters all he wants. That doesn't mean anything. But he was acting as a foreign agent. Does that or does that not put him in the crosshairs? By the way, let me clarify. You're allowed to act as a foreign agent even if you are the vice president's son. But you don't get to act as a foreign agent without registering as one.
Yeah, and when he did this, like you said, he already was acting as a foreign agent. So, and then listen, the way you register as a foreign agent, right, is you go through the State Department. And the State Department's the one that runs all of the ambassadors and embassies around the country, around the world, right? So what does this jackwagon do? What does this brain surgeon do? He decides, hey, I'm going to reach out to the State Department and see if they'll help me with my illegal foreign agent enterprise. You know, I'm the vice president's son. Maybe they'll just let me do it. More than likely, I bet you this maroon, this Hunter, he had no idea. Like the big guy said, take it easy. And he went, okay, hey, I'll impress Dad. Show him I can write a letter to the ambassador of Italy and see if perhaps they can help us. You know, that's a dear old dad, facepalm kind of nonsense. You got him calling out calling attention to himself, doing some illegal nonsense.
Well, and that's what's really going on here. And once again, it's only okay now because Joe Biden's not running for president. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see all this stuff start to come out. And Kamala's not going before the media, so she's not going to answer any questions about it. And Joe, well, you get him in front of the cameras and, oh, well.
That's it. Hey, bring that picture of Hunter back up again, the one that was halfway down the story.
Let's see here. We're here. You're referring to this picture right here.
Yeah, they say that male pattern baldness comes from the mother's side, but not so much. I mean, look at he's going to be Joe in 10 years. I mean, look at he's got like an island going on in the center there, and you can see the Grand Canyon going up the sides, and he's on the way to wispy Joe hair here shortly. Not that there's anything wrong with male pattern baldness if you've got it and you know how to style it, but some of us don't have that.
Kind of like with Joe. Like you can't see Joe's up here, right?
Yeah.
You can't see Joe's back here, right? Yeah.
Right.
It ain't fun. So I'm not making fun of anybody's baldness. Male pattern baldness.
Yeah, I'm good. Just
I see that. I see that. You got the full set of locks there. Show off.
Remember at SHOT Show? Remember when I had a SHOT Show? In January, my hair was down about here, folks.
Yes, he was hippie boy.
Let it grow for a full year.
He had the full blown. It was funny because it was only that long when you got the curls were like had it like up here. It was like a shag hooked to the back of his neck, right?
Yeah.
Like, see, just for those of you who do not know, back in the day, if you were white with straight hair, it was a mullet. If you were black with curly hair, it was a shag. That dude, Mike, had a shag. Him right there, he had a shag.
No.
Looked good, though. It
commonly
looked good, though. It was clean here in the front and then the curls in the back. If you straightened it, it probably went down to the small of his back.
If I let it grow any longer than, an inch or two, I get what's commonly known, no offense, as a Jufro. That's what I get. So I kept it a little more clean on top. It was like a Jufro mullet is what it was. Yeah.
A jullet.
It was, what it was, Craig? It was business in the front, bar mitzvah in the back.
Bar mitzvah in the back. There you go. And the Pew Pew Jew approves.
That's it. He did.
He did approve. Okay, moving right along.
We're gonna discuss.
I get it. See, Mike, that's why I love Mike, because he realized that my audio wasn't on, and had my back. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Anyway, so just so you know, we're working on this whole new thing where I'm trying to have just one audio so that it's supposed to always be working, or at least we're always at the same level. Those of you who've listened to the program know that oftentimes we've been at different levels. We're trying to be at the same level now. So anyway, all that having been said, Harris Biden, we know that new administrations, or not administration, during election cycle, administrations tend to try to fudge policy in order to make themselves look better than they really are. Well, what they've done, basically, they try to lie. Well, in this particular case, there's evidence that the Biden-Harris administration has been doing exactly that. And what they've been doing, and it might help if I actually just put that story up there. There we go. What they've been doing is they've been using taxpayer money to mask Medicare premium hikes before the election. This is what some folks have pointed out. So let's talk a little bit about it, sir. It says, in a move critics say is designed to shield the Biden-Harris administration from election fallout, the administration has leveraged taxpayer funds to mask upcoming increases in Medicare premiums. Under the Inflation Reduction Act, which was intended to cap out-of-pocket drug costs for Medicare beneficiaries, insurers are poised to significantly hike monthly premiums, with average bids for Part D plans expected to triple by 2025. In response to potential voter backlash, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, rolled out a 3-year demonstration project to subsidize these premiums, aiming to keep them artificially low. However, despite the appearance of relief, some critics are saying that taxpayers will fund a dramatic increase in subsidies from $30 per recipient per month in 2024 to $142.70 in 2025, raising concerns about the long-term impact on government spending and debt. So what we see here, Mike, once again, is it's a bunch of chicanery. Supposedly Bidenomics is working. Supposedly the Inflation Reduction Act is supposed to be reducing inflation or reducing costs, but it's not. It's not doing anything like that. And they're basically lying to us and using our money to scam us.
Hey, Craig, what about the $5 insulin shots that Biden and Harris said they did? Oh wait, that was Trump who actually did it, and Biden took credit for it. The reason that the $30 payment, monthly cost is going up to $140 some odd dollars a month is because they have to pay for those payments to the Ukraine. Craig, if you remember, there was a lump sum assigned to that the Reduction Act as well to send money to the Ukraine. So we may actually have the price of Medicare going down, but you gotta fund the Ukraine somehow. So this is where it may be coming from. In all honesty, Craig, I mean, if they continue to raise prices look, inflation's already up, right? And we're not bringing the price of inflation down. Medicare is going up. Well, guess who pays for that? All right. You and I that have jobs and we've got regular insurance companies, we're not paying for that. It's those that are already hard up and can't afford to pay medical insurance on their own that rely upon Medicare. So their payments are going up. So they don't have enough money to survive, so they're on Medicare. So let's raise the cost of Medicare. You understand what that's going to get us, right? That's going to get more people not on health care. Oh, wait, if you're not on health care, Craig, then they fine you $1,000. Oh, that's okay. This makes sense now. All right.
Right. And, Mike, the thing is what makes this real difficult is they implement these policies. And in some cases, I think they honestly believe that it's going to cause prices to go down. And here's the reason why they believe it will. Because that's their intent. Well, wait a minute. If the policy that you're implementing has never in history ever reduced those costs, why would you think that it would? But I mean, Democrats govern, liberals govern based on intention, not on actual facts. And Republicans generally tend to govern based on reality, the real world we live in, and what happens when you do something. A causes B. That's how it happens in the real world. We're not going to say, well, A causes C, because it doesn't. Because it never has. It never will.
Craig, I don't know how that couldn't be true. That could be true because we know for a fact that if I raise the price of fast food workers from minimum wage to $15 an hour or $20 an hour, they can guarantee that the price of the food will not go up and people will not lose jobs. Oh, wait. People have lost jobs and the price of food has tripled. All right. Sorry about that, Craig.
Yes. People have lost work hours. People have lost jobs. Kiosk. Dude, Carl's Jr. actually has AI taking orders in the drive-thru. Did I tell you this already?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also told you they got my order right for one of the few times I've gone to fast food.
First time ever, right? Yeah. First time, right? In fact, AI probably went, "Don't you want a diet soda, Craig?" And you went, "You know what? I do. Thank you."
Yeah. Why gotta be a diet soda? Okay.
Well, you're eating healthy, Craig. I thought you'd like to compliment that.
Excuse me. All right, folks. You are going to love this next story. Okay, no, you're not going to love this next story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. We report regularly on this. Okay. Released to 500 rape. I don't know. Unless, anyway. Rapists. Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, now I'm trying to think. Oh, flown. It's supposed to be flown. That's supposed to have an N. My bad. Rapist flown. like a river of rapists have entered the United States via the Rio Grande. Anyway, the funny part is that this is not part of the Biden invasion at the southern border. This is a whole different part of the Biden invasion. This is an individual who was flown into the United States as a part of a special program under the Biden administration, right? This guy here, matter of fact, I'll let you listen to the story. I'll let you watch the story real quick, and then we'll talk about it on the flip side.
Corey Alvarez was arrested and charged with raping a 15-year-old disabled girl at a migrant hotel in Massachusetts. Alvarez was brought into the U.S. last year via the Biden administration's CHNV mass parole program for Haitians. Now, CHNV stands for Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, all countries we don't have a repatriation agreement with. And this controversial parole program, we're told he flew directly from Haiti to JFK Airport to New York City in June of 2023 and had listed a sponsor in New Jersey. Now, ICE has placed a detainer on him with local authorities. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges, but this program allows up to 30,000 people each month from these countries to fly into the U.S. and be granted 2 years of humanitarian parole, which allows them to apply to work here in the U.S. They are supposed to be vetted, guys, and have this sponsor in the U.S. The Biden administration considered this program a, quote, lawful pathway, and the recipients bypass the border entirely, flying over instead. Now, you see here, according to CBP data, the Biden administration has brought over 138,000 Haitians into the U.S. via this program since January of 2023. The program, of course, an effort to cut down on the high number of illegal crossings at the border. I've seen countless Haitians crossing illegally. We reached out, by the way, to DHS and CBP for comment, have not heard back. But it's important to note, again, this is not an individual that snuck into the U.S. He wasn't surrendering and apprehended and processed at the border. He flew straight in on this program. And it comes amid the chaos of what we're seeing erupt in Haiti, with 80% of the capital there in control of armed gangs. Everyone's trying to get out. Now, finally, according to the local authorities, we will see Alvarez scheduled for a dangerousness hearing, apparently on March 22nd next week. Guys?
You know, Griffin,
Okay. Now, this guy was released on $500 bond.
Did he just call it a dangerousness hearing?
Yes.
Oh, I love when we make up words. I love it. I love it.
Well, evidently they're trying to figure out if this guy is quote unquote dangerous. But I'm like, dude raped a 15-year-old. Why?
Yeah, I think he's already excelled.
Why does this? Why do we need a hearing?
Yeah, he's already excelled. What are they going to bring him in and find out if it was a gentle rape or if it was a violent rape? I mean, he raped somebody. Okay, he meets the dangerous standard. All right, we don't need to have a hearing.
No, we do not need to have a hearing for this guy, and I don't understand why
we need to have an execution. We need to have an execution. We need to have a roll him outdoors, put him in the. Here's his bond. He should be in stocks in the town square, just sitting there like this, taking his pins and beatings from anybody that has a child.
I can't figure it out, Mike. I just can't figure it out. And once again, this is a program under the Biden administration, and yet no one has to answer for it. No one. I mean, I will say it again. 100% of the crimes committed by these people who've come into the United States contrary to U.S. law, although in this particular case, under this program, he wasn't here illegally. Biden invited him in. And this happens.
You know, they probably screwed him over in Haiti with the Clinton funds somehow, so they gave him a free ticket here to make up for it.
Folks, I'm just going to say this. There's a reason why we have an immigration process, so that we know who comes into our country, so that we make sure that our people are safe. And they're not safe under this dude. Under Joe Biden, our people are just flat out not safe. And because he just lets anybody in. And I don't understand why that is so hard for folks, for Democrats to understand. I really don't. I guess because
they're stuck on they're stuck on their theory of Immigrants are good for diversity, and they're good for our economy. Okay, they're just not good for diversity or economy for anybody that happens to be in this country and doesn't also want to be the victim of a crime.
Exactly. All right, folks. Wanted to make sure to welcome you to Kamala Watch. 25 days in hiding, or we'll call it Harris in hiding. 25 days, and she became the nominee, and she is still in hiding, still not doing interviews. And Mike, it's so bad that even the folks at CNN are calling her out on it.
What's on the vice president's schedule today?
Well, she's traveling and talking to voters and getting her message out there to the American people, something that she's been doing from the very start of this campaign and something that she certainly did when she was President Biden's running mate as vice president. But look, you just mentioned the speech she's going to be giving in
that's right. I was asking about today, and I don't think she's got any campaign events on the schedule today, does she?
Well, she and Governor Walz have been traveling across the country. They hit nearly every battleground state last week. On the campaign trail, they raised $36 million within the first 24 hours of Governor Walz joining the ticket. And what she's going to be doing Friday is taking her economic message directly to the voters in North Carolina. I certainly don't want to get in front of exactly what she's going to say, but she's going to talk a little bit about how she's going to make sure that she's putting consumers first as part of her economic plan. She's going to take on corporate price gougers. She's going to take on junk fees. And that's something that, John, she did when she was Attorney General of California. Something she continued to do as the United States Senator of California. So she's going to be taking that message out to voters, and I look forward to seeing more of what she's going to say on Friday.
I think we all do, and I'll ask you more about that in just a second. The reason I was asking about today is because it seems like she has time, if she wanted, to do an interview with a member of the media or do a news conference, correct? There does appear to be that time if she wanted.
Well, look, she has said on the campaign trail that she would be doing an interview at some point. She said that, I think, last week during a rope line or when she was talking to reporters. But look, what is important here, John, is that she is taking her message directly to the American people. She hit a number of battleground states. I think we had 15,000 people in Detroit last week, 12 to 13,000 in Nevada. She's been taking her message to the voters and drawing large crowds. So she's actually having those direct conversations.
But not today. All I'm saying is
not
today. She could do an interview today, I would think, because she's not out there today.
Well, look, she's taking her message directly to voters, and just because she doesn't have an interview schedule on her public schedule doesn't mean that she's not taking her message directly to voters.
So, Mike, she's taking her message directly to the voters, which basically means she's only giving them what she wants them to hear, right? She's only feeding out stuff. And by the way, at the same time, the media is in fact helping her. But here's what's so funny about the media helping her, Mike, is that apparently in her eyes, that's not enough, right? Because there's also reports out there, Mike, that her campaign team is actually editing news headlines in her favor without the outlet's knowledge, right? So here's what she's doing. So there'll be a report on something that she said, right, or something that she did in the news, and she will then create a Google advertisement, make it look like a news headline or report with a changed headline, making her look extra special good, right? And it'll have the Guardian's name, or it'll have the Independent, or it'll have the New York Times, their name in it. But she's then pushing it out as an ad, and because it's sponsored, it shows up before the news reports, before the news stories actually show up. I mean, Mike, it is so bad that not only is she hiding, but she's then taking the media that is out there and she's manipulating it. And the worst part about all of it, Mike, is they're letting her. They're just flat out letting her do it.
Yeah, it's odd, Craig. First off, the whole, she's taking her message to the American people. All I keep hearing her saying is she's taking her talents to South Beach. That's what it sounds like to me. And the reason, Craig, that we know this, right? The reason that she's not doing news conferences because they're afraid she's going to put Morris more embarrassing sound bites out there. So if they don't let her speak to the public, then she's not speaking stupidly, because she's not speaking at all.
Right. Because,
Because what we definitely need, Craig, we need more sound bites of her cackling and getting facts wrong.
yes, we definitely need more sound bites of Kamala Harris cackling. That is what we need. But we need joy, Mike. The problem is joy. Don't you have any joy?
And joy is a problem. We
Right.
know that joy is a problem because the problem is joy.
Right. Because Donald Trump is so negative. I mean,
That's
the
right.
tens of thousands of people who show up at every Donald Trump event, they have no joy. They are joyless. They are sucking the joy
listen.
out of America.
I mean, they tried to kill him. That's not joy. There's no joy there. There's no joy.
Well, that was the Democrats' attempt to bring joy back.
That's it.
I mean,
One round at a time. One round at a time.
the thing, Mike, is, and this is the thing, there was actually a piece written in the WAPO that said that, hey, she doesn't have to go before the media. And she's literally, they are thumbing their nose. Their campaign is thumbing their nose at the media, saying, look, we don't need you. We're going directly to the people. Right? And quite frankly, to a certain degree, Donald Trump was effective in going directly to the people because people knew the media was lying. Well, now the media is looking for an opportunity to lie for her, which, by the way, they're doing. They're lying for her. And she still doesn't want to go before the media. I mean, like I said, she went to National Association of Black Journalists. She's done press conferences. And I mean, he's done press conferences in front of media outlets, friendly and unfriendly. He's answered questions. And imagine Harris doing any of that. Imagine her doing any of it. She won't because she can't.
Absolutely. She cannot. I mean, you're right on the money there.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, folks, that brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholster.com. Use discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces, and get your Hog Holster today. All right, our first one here. We were talking a little bit about Kamala Harris basically hiding from the media. And, Joe Biden is a little upset about this as well. I mean, according to the Babylon Bee, fake news that you can count on, Biden is bummed to realize that all he had to do was stay in the race was not show up to debate and never speak to reporters. Ever. I know that's a joke, but that's true, right?
Yeah.
If he hadn't done that debate and then ignored reporters, he'd still be the Democratic nominee.
Yep. Yes, he would. But now she's the nominee and not talking.
Well, exactly. Although some of her supporters are speaking. Apparently, according to the Babylon Bee, the Taliban holds parade in honor of Kamala's achievements in Afghanistan. Whatever could they be speaking of?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
How about hundreds of millions of dollars in military aid to the Taliban?
600,000 automatic machine guns.
Pretty much. Now, while she has not been spending time with the media, she has been spending time with her vice presidential nominee or running mate, Mr. Tim Walz. And according to, once again, the Babylon Bee, after 2 weeks with Kamala, Tim Walz announces he has signed back up with the National Guard and requested deployment to Iraq.
Granted.
It's that bad. It is really that bad. Now, this next one, I really was planning on kind of staying away from this story only because of just there's so much that's stuff that I don't know about when it comes to physiology and biology. But This, I gotta say, this story, which by the way is partially true, I'll let you decide which part is partially true, really made me decide that I've got to use this one. Also from the Babylon Bee. Help, I'm being bullied, yells Iman Khalif while holding a woman headlock and punching her in the face. Okay, that's true at the beginning and true at the end. Help, I'm being bullied. Yes, he did yell that. And then punching a woman in the face. The headlock,
That's right.
not so much.
Yeah. I think we got it wrong there. I think we have the victim and the abuser reversed here.
The abuse.
So yeah, it's funny, Craig, because we watch these idiots at the Olympics, and I don't know. I think I'm done. Did you see the best part about the Olympics though? What we've got coming up? No, maybe you didn't. I guess you didn't. I guess you didn't hear it, or if you did hear it, you're not speaking about it. The best part coming up at the Olympics. Dr. Dre says yes. Dr. Dre says he's going to be competing in archery and hopefully taking the gold medal at the 2028 Olympics.
You know, I did in fact see that he was talking about doing archery. He wanted to compete. He's going to have to go and compete. Although I imagine if he sponsored the team, he pretty much would be on it.
Yeah, and evidently, I mean, listen, it's something he's been doing since he was in middle school or something like that. I mean, it's not like he just picked it up last week. Yeah,
I imagine he's probably pretty good if they're actually writing a story about it.
Yeah, very true.
Would be interesting. Most definitely will be interesting. Anyway, folks, that's about it for today. But you know, we got to do what we got to do, and that is give a quick shout out to our sponsors before we go.
That's right. Let's say hi to our friends at Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Go there, get yourself an AR barrel. 4-inch 9mm, no problem. 24-inch 300 blackout, no problem. You can get whatever you want at hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. And if you need some field gear, outdoor gear, tactical gear, whatever it may be, you can get everything except the gun at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment, visit our sponsors. Just follow the links in the description to this program. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Throat Punch Thursday. Till then, y'all have fun. Stay safe. And if you get a chance, make sure to send a few downrange. We will holler at you tomorrow.